What's going on, y'all? This is Francisco with Covenant Dispatch LLC, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming to my channel or stumbling across my channel, please hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for future videos. We upload content in relation to anything trucking, but right now we've been focusing on independent freight dispatching. So once again, if this is your first time, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so that you get notified for our future videos. And if this video blesses you or helps you in any way, please hit the like button so that our videos can reach broader audiences. So in this video, as you can see in the title, I actually wanted to go over 3 reasons why I still believe it's a good idea to move forward with your independent freight dispatch company if you've already started, and if you were aspiring or thinking about starting an independent freight dispatch company, why it's still a great idea to even jump into it. Before I even get into the 3 reasons why, first of all, think about it like this, right? A lot of companies have implemented at-home workers or at-home employees working virtually from home ever since COVID happened. When COVID happened, a lot of companies were forced to have their employees work from home because it worked out strategically from them because of all the, medical mandates and things like that. And so after COVID kind of died down a little bit, a lot of companies continue to have their employees work from home. Also, during this time, a lot of people had a lot more time at home, a lot more time to be on YouTube, a lot more time to research. And so the spike in at-home businesses also grew. And so people jumped in to learn different industries to see where they can create a business from being at home. Independent freight dispatching was one of them, which is why we have a lot of people doing that, right? So let me just jump right into the 3 reasons. Number one, in times of uncertainty, a lot of people, what they do is they buckle under pressure. So the reason why I bring that up as a reason is because when that happens, it just creates more opportunity for you. When someone comes and they start their own independent freight dispatch company and they see what's going on, a lot of times they'll say, oh man, I jumped in at the wrong time, and they'll give up and they stop their business. In entrepreneurship, there's 2 kinds of people. There's people that remain consistent and they persevere and they succeed at the end of the day. Sometimes it takes a month or 2, sometimes 3 months, sometimes a whole year, maybe even 2 years. But at the end of the day, that's just entrepreneurship. But for the people who fall to the wayside, what they do is they just create more opportunity for you. So, that's just reason number 1 as encouragement. Don't be that person who doesn't persevere. Just persevere, stay consistent, and it's going to all turn out good at the end of the day because it always does, right? So number 2, the reason why I still believe it's a great idea is people, when fuel prices rise, this isn't the first time fuel prices have risen. It's just, and we've never seen it like this happen, but when fuel prices rise, rates have to accommodate the amount for fuel prices. They have to, because truck drivers and trucking companies, owner operators, are not going to move freight if the rates don't rise. So if the rates don't rise, then we're just going to have a bunch of truckers protesting and a bunch of truckers just not moving, and freight's not going to be moved. So shippers know this, brokers know this, and so the rates accommodate the price of fuel. So you'll see that happen when you're on these load boards looking for loads and stuff like that. You'll get your brokers that don't really know the industry too much, and so they'll try to sit there and argue with you, and depending on how opportunity they have to find a carrier that might actually run that load for a lower price, depending on that. But what most dispatchers should be doing now is not taking in carriers, is not settling for those crappy loads, right? You'll get your people that do it anyways just because they just want to get a load on their truck and they're kind of new to the industry. But the idea is to put pressure on these brokers, and in return, the brokers are going to put pressure on the shippers to make sure the rates accommodate. But the rates are going to accommodate, right? So that's the reason why I wanted to add that as a reason. Don't think just because the fuel rates are rising that there's going to be no work or anything like that. There's absolutely still work. Keep in mind there's 2 markets, the spot rate market and the contract market. Independent freight dispatchers don't really have access to the contracted freight because they don't have the legal right to speak and negotiate with shippers. So anybody telling you that you as an independent freight dispatcher can contact shippers, it's 100% illegal. You can't do it. That's why you have to get your MC number and be a legalized licensed freight broker. But as an independent freight dispatcher, you can negotiate with the brokers, right? So once again, the rates will accommodate to the fuel prices. And as an independent freight dispatcher, because you're dealing with the brokers, you're going to be mostly dealing with spot rates, right? Spot market rates, which are expedited loads, loads on the load board, loads that need to be moved within the next few days, and things like that. And so in some cases, shippers and brokers are even actually more prone to pay a lot more, right? Because of the uncertainty of the fuel prices on whether they go up or down, or they're just all over the place. I was speaking with my stepfather, who's a dispatcher. He's been dispatching for a long time now. And he told me that the shippers are actually just paying, the brokers are actually just paying whatever. They're just like, listen, pay him or pay them so that we can get this thing done. That doesn't mean they're paying ridiculous amounts of money to get the loads moved. What it means is, as dispatchers, you have more leeway to negotiate, right? Because they just need to get it moved and they understand. And you'll see too, a lot of times brokers don't really understand. A lot of times brokers have no realistic understanding of how this thing affects trucking. So they'll just say, whatever, give me a rate, as long as it's not crazy and ridiculous, 9 times out of 10, they'll go for it. The other thing I wanted to add to that, when you negotiate rates as an independent freight dispatcher, maybe try using this strategy. So in a rate, right, there's 2 ways you can negotiate a rate. When you negotiate a rate, you can negotiate it as an all-in rate, or you can negotiate it as a line haul rate. So if you negotiate it as an all-in rate, then that's just the rate that you're willing to move that load for is all together, right? It's an all-in rate. If you're negotiating for a line haul rate, a line haul is basically what you're charging the broker to move that freight from point A to point B, separate from the fuel surcharge. So just to give you guys an understanding on how you can possibly even change the trajectory of how you're strategically negotiating these rates, you can begin to tell brokers, hey, listen, because of the craziness in the fuel prices, look, for this load, we can do, this amount for the line haul, right? Usually brokers should know what that means. And you say, look, the driver, we're paying our driver a 49% or 45%, it's all over the place, but let's just say 40 to 45% fuel surcharge on that line haul. So if the line haul was, $400 from point A to point B, the fuel surcharge is going to be basically almost half of that, right? So 400, it'd be somewhere maybe like around 170, 180. Or when you're going to negotiate the rate, you can include the fuel surcharge altogether and just present it and negotiate it as an all-in rate. However you want to do it, but you can approach the brokers like that. You can negotiate for the line haul and make sure that the fuel surcharge is separate so that you make sure that it's making sense as far as the rate in total, so that your carrier is getting paid and you're getting paid, and it's not affecting you in any way because of the fuel prices. The other thing I wanted to say is, and this is the last reason why I still think you should begin, is because there's a dead season and there's a busy season. We're getting ready to hit the busy season coming up here around towards the end of April going into May. We're getting ready to hit, busy season. There's going to be a lot of freight out there. And so reason number 3, I wouldn't quit now because, or I wouldn't hesitate to start now because we're getting ready to hit busy season. And guys, you don't have to worry about the rates not being there. You don't have to worry about the work not being there. Everything's going to continue to go as usual. The only thing is the negotiation process just might be a little bit more complicated with some of these brokers. Nonetheless, the rates are going to accommodate for the fuel prices. And so it doesn't really change much, to be completely honest with you. And so it's actually, for some companies and the way that their business structure is set up, it might actually work better for them. Like I said, spoke to my stepfather and he said it's actually doing a lot better for us because brokers are just trying to pay to get this thing moved, right? And so they don't want to sit there and argue with you about why they don't want to pay you a certain amount because of the fuel prices. 9 times out of 10, you have the strong hand in the negotiation process. So the other thing I wanted to add as well, like I said in the beginning of this video, I will be adding more trucking content. I will be adding also content with in regards to freight brokering and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, I really do hope this video blessed you and helped you in some type of way. Hopefully it even encouraged you. Like I said, please, before you jump into the industry, learn the industry, whether it's because taking a course or continuing to watch videos like this. I post a lot of content, free content. Obviously, you don't have to pay to be on my channel. I post a lot of free content and I think it's good content. But then I also have a course that I sell. The link for my course is in the description under this video. It's an all-inclusive independent freight dispatch course that has you know, I think up to 8 videos now. I post usually every month. I'll post more and more content. And if you're someone who's watching this video who actually purchased my course, at some point or another, I'm going to go in there and also add content in relations to the fuel prices and how you can strategically negotiate rates. Because of that, at some time this month I'll do it. But when you purchase the course, you get unlimited access to updated content that we post on there. I also have a startup kit with an ebook, all that good stuff. It's in the description under this video if you want to access it and check it out. Or you can shoot me an email if you have any questions at francisco@covenantdispatchllc.com. Once again, if this video helped you in any way, please subscribe. If you haven't already, like this video, hit that notification bell for future ones, and I'll see you guys in the next video.